I am Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher, 33. And yesterday was a very interesting time in my place of the world. Once again, we had one of these strange lightning storms. Had the streak lightning, black clouds, and the streak lightning coming down from the heavens, and the sun shining all at the same time. Polarities, the dark and the light, existing at the same time. Trying to edge one out for dominance in this field of existence, this matrix that we're living in. And some believe that whichever side wins is going to change life as we know it forever. And some believe, and I believe, that we always have to have both. If we do not have the light and the dark in some degree of proportion, then life as we know it ceases to exist. That doesn't mean that life will not exist, just life as we know it, life in this dimension. But that is neither here nor there. The question always is what is the relevance to us? What is the relevance to our life? Even if forces are secretly attempting to open dimensions that bring dark beings into the world, that wipe out all light, or vice versa. What if the forces of light are coming in or pouring in, and there are forces and those of us who anchor the light that may attempt to wipe out all the darkness? What is the relevance for us in our lives? And what I find is that regardless of what's showing up, it all comes back to love. It all comes back to understanding love and feeling love on a deeper level. What exactly is love? Now, most of us think of love in terms of the romantic type of love, which the Greeks would call eros. But I look at love as this quality that has so many dimensions to it. I think the ancient Greeks get it right, and where they spoke of love in four different categories. As I mentioned before, eros being the romantic love, and we would have philios, which is the love for our brothers, brotherly love, brothers and sisters. Then there's storge, which is, I guess that would be the love for society, or familial love, or love for the place of our belonging. And then there is finally agape, which is the love of God, the godly love. And when we're exploring our own expression to love, we have these different dimensions. It's not just one thing. And what I find is when we start to really dig in with intention to how can I love more, there's this other concept again that's left out from a lot of the the ancient teachings, but it's big in the New Age, which is the love for self. And some look at that as satanic or inverted. But the way I look at it is if you can't love yourself, if you have a diminished love for yourself, then that reduces the capacity of what you can offer others. I believe that we are creations of God, and that God, if God is love, God loves his creations. And that love is within us, and it's our part of our birthright is being able to live in a full expression of love, which we would need to love ourselves, not in a narcissistic way, but in a way of being grateful for our lives, being grateful for what's unique about us, being grateful for the gifts that we have to offer the world. And so we can sit in that level of gratitude, which again is very much in alignment with this frequency of expansive love, that we have more to offer. And then that extends out to love for our brothers and sisters, seeing beauty and creation in them, love for our communities, the Storge type of love for the support our communities offer us and those of us who are participating, and love for, again, the ultimate love, the love of God, love of all of it. So learning how to love, and then again, failed to mention, but very important, love in our romantic relationships, being very present with our lovers, looking at making love as the sacred act of union, a sacred act of union and connection, essentially a pathway of transcendence, not simply busting a nut, but a pathway to transcendence. If we look at making love as the sacred act every time we engage in it, how does that transform us? How does that transform the other that we're making love with? How does that transform the world when you have two souls that come together literally and are sharing this beautiful transcendent state? So I'm going to leave you with these thoughts. How do we love? How can we hold a capacity for greater love? How can we express greater love to self, to our lover or lovers, to our community, to our brothers and sisters, and God, the Creator, the divine that creates all this, that's within everything? And I believe when we don't just answer that question in words and thought, but when our answer becomes action and then becomes an embodiment, then regardless of what dimensions may be opening in our world, no matter what chaos goes on, we're going to be part of creating something truly beautiful. Be well, my friends. I'll see you on the other side.